concept of God. Now an Indian says he has seen the Mother of God. Although Juan Diego has been converted, it is too much for the bishop to believe. He orders him to return with proof. Juan Diego will return, and when he does, Mexico, the church and Indians will never be the same. This historical occurrence continues to have great importance with Mexican people today. It is relived in the play La Virgen de Tepeyac, which is performed each December in San Juan by the internationally known Chicano theater group El Teatro Campesino. Teatro also is based in San Juan. When it undertakes a project, one can be sure it is of significance to Chicanos. La Virgen de Tepeyac, La Virgen de Guadalupe, as she is known, is of special significance.
Well, the play is it's an old play, for one thing. We're not exactly sure when it originated. It's a classic. At least we started with a classic, 17th century classic. Some people say 18th century classic. Written certainly in the Spanish of that era. Written probably by some kind of priest who was trying to use the play to convert the Indians, to teach them again Catholicism. We took the original version with the archaic Spanish and updated it. We've been the play this is the 9th time since 1971. And through the years, we've adapted the play and introduced different kinds of imagery and introduced a lot of action and more characters. The play has a lot of Indian dance. We emphasize the whole Indian quality of it because, of course, in Mexico, it's a tradition to have Indians dance to the Virgen. And that's one way, close to the Virgencita, that the Indian culture has managed to survive. And so we used the play to Indianize the Catholics rather than to Catholicize the Indians, okay? And we feel that she serves as the perfect bridge between the past and the present and or the future.
Senor Luis, I'm glad to see you, Juan Diego. There are those who doubted you would return. How are you, Juan? Padrecito. And so what? What have you to say to us?
I saw my lady once again, and I gave her your message. She said, Xocoyotl, return to Mexico. Tell the bishop that I make him responsible for building a temple, which symbolizes in all of America that the Indians are also children of the Creator. She said, in this way, I would teach the Spaniard to see the Indio as his other self, and thus put an end to the injustices being committed in the name of my son, Jesus Christ. That is her message, Senor. You alone know what must be done.
Juan, I cannot believe that those words were uttered by our Holy Mother. It sounds as if you have been deceived by the very devil himself.
You should remember, Juan, that you are speaking to the Bishop of Mexico. And for what you have just said, you could be tied to a pillar and flogged.
That will not be necessary, brother.
The 12th of December is the day of La Virgen de Guadalupe. It is celebrated widely in Mexico and the United States. A candlelight procession at St. Alphonsus Church in West Fresno was one of those observances. La Virgen is a force wherever Mexican people live. She is found outside of churches and inside where candles are offered to her. Those who honor her say her strength is to be respected, so many build their own shrines to her in their yards. La Virgen even is found in restaurants, on ledges. In the Catholic Church, La Virgen de Guadalupe is seen as Mary, the Mother of God. But there are many other views, often intriguing. There are those who believe that La Virgen actually was a manifestation of the Indian force or god Tonantzin. Others say she is a bridge between two worlds and religions. They say on one hand, she appeared as Mary, the Mother of God, yet it is said that her features were definitely Indian. In other words, her message was that no matter which beliefs, Catholic or Indian, there is one eternal force to be respected. Either way, the appearance of La Virgen brought millions of Indians into the Catholic Church.
They were having a difficult time getting the Indians to accept the new faith, and it was after the apparition in Tepeyac that the floodgate just opened. They tell us there's counts at missionaries had to take to their bed. They were, so tired, prostrate, actually exhausted from so many instructions and baptisms that they were having to perform after the apparition. And it seems that she spoke to the Indios in the language that they understood. And the other psychology at work, here you have a people who have been defeated, a conquered people, just ready to give up practically. There's nothing to live for. Their language, their religion, their culture has just been, stumped out practically. And all of a sudden you have this lady telling them that they have something good. And she calls herself the mother of the one true God. And on her throat she has the cross of the Savior, the God that the Spaniards were preaching. And she's already not totally Indian and not totally Spanish. She's already a mestiza. You look at the picture of her features, she's mestiza. And so the message seemed to be one of, what you had was good. There was a lot of good in it. And she has the sun, she has the stars, she has the moon, she has the blue mantle, the night. She has right on her bosom, she's got El Quinto Sol. If you ever study very closely, right under the sash, there's a flower.
So all the Indian
Symbols were there. But she identifies this with Mary, the mother of the Savior.